I'm going to begin by placing all of you under a mild hypnotic spell. Some of you may be ahead of me on that. It takes the form of an optical illusion, the illusion being I have a card with 4 sides with 1 spot on this, 4 on this, 3 on this, 6 on the other. I realize you are too amazed to applaud. 1 on this, 4 on this, 3 on this, 6 on the other. Good audience, usually they're hostile. 1 on this, 4 on this. The reason we don't tell you how these things are done is because the explanations are usually not that profound. As you can see, I have a card with 5 spots. When you cover the space, the mind of the audience fill in the blanks. It looks like there are 6. When you cover the spot, it looks like, well, you can only see 4. So the same is true on this side. It looks like there are 3. Actually, there are
4. 2.
I'll have what you're having. Actually, there are
3. 2.
We have some scholars present. There are 2. Yes, I know math is hard. We cover the space, it looks like there are 3. You cover the spot, you can see only 1, so you can see how it looks like 6. It looks like 3. If you don't explain it or overdo it, people will say they see 6 spots on one side, 3 on the next. In fact, they'll swear there are more. So to continue the magical atmosphere of enchantment we've created, I should tell you, people ask me the same question over and over again over 40 years. The most common question I'm asked is the same one I would ask any of you. How did you get started? Where did it all begin? And I don't know how it was for the other guys, but for me, it began on the boardwalk of Atlantic City. Or was it the freak show on the midway of the Canadian National Exhibition? No matter, this is a true story, and you can believe it because it is true. But then I am a pathological liar. But not really. Now, I was just a kid when I saw my first 3-card Monty. You know the Monty, the hustle the wise guys run out on the boulevard. They call it find the lady, chase the ace, the sidewalk shuffle. The game that's played with their cards and your money. Now, when I first saw the Monty, the cards weren't nearly this big, but I was younger then, and I want you to remember this as I do. There are many ways to play the Monty. When I saw it, it looked something like this. The fellow took 3 cards, a queen, a king, and an ace. The lady, the gent, and the spot. Then he shuffled the cards up, something like this. If the hands were proportionate, this would be a lot snappier. Then he tosses a card down and asks you to guess which one is down. If you're right, you win. If you're wrong, you lose. A little game of hanky-poo, 2 for him, 1 for you. Which one do you figure? Go ahead, make a guess to yourself. How'd you do? If you were right, you did better than most. You gotta wonder why, after all the... Did I mess this up? You gotta wonder why, after all these years, people still bet on the money. Why they come running out to play this old hustle, but they do. You know what I think it is? I think it's the sweet simplicity of the thing that draws them in. I mean, it's just 1, 2, and a toss. And it's not the cards you have to watch, it's the man who deals the game. He's the one to watch. It's from him you'll either learn or lose, depending on how you view the situation. I don't know much about this world, folks, but most of what I do know I learned from the fellow who dealt the lady, the gent, and the spot. He taught me that when you're betting on a sure thing, because it's money coming from home and you've got your ace planted firmly in the hole, that, friends, is the time to save some money for cab fare. Because the idea is to keep an open mind, but not so open your brains fall out. He taught me that respect is something you give long before you get, and that trust is what you save for yourself. I learned that the large print giveth what the small print taketh away. He taught me to never eat at a place called Mom's. Never. Never shoot dice with a guy called Pops. But most of all, the Monty taught me that a fool and his money were lucky to get together in the first place. Well, did you like that? Yeah. If you like that, remember my name is Merlin, the most trusted name in magic. No, really, did you enjoy that? Yeah. You have a special part to play. I mean, You're part of the show. That's who we do it for. You know, some of us were amazed, and some of us laughed. Some of us applauded, some of us didn't. But it's all part of the show. You know, the great thing about magic is you get all caught up in it. Stop thinking about things going on in the real world, like where the car is parked and what they're doing to it now. And that's rare in our lives. Usually we're thinking about how things were last week, or how they might be better next week if only they changed a little bit. Yes, I am talking about relationships. Not the kind of relationship you have with the bank manager or the laugh you share over a lunch counter, but those relationships that really make our lives vibrate. They're living things, like a seedling. Did you know you can crack a seedling, plant a seedling under concrete and it will crack its way through? And just as easily, you can crush the life out of it between two fingers. They're delicate things, as delicate as a piece of thread, and just as easily broken. Relationships can end for many reasons, believe me, I know. I once demanded great beauty. You won't let me be who I really am, I said. You're intellectually dull, and your cooking's mundane, she said. And the really tough one, please, don't go. I really need you. And yet relationships often end in this kind of destruction. We keep hoping, we keep trying, we keep wishing that we could undo things that have been done, take back things that have been said, restore that which is being destroyed. Now, if you could do that the way I do that, with a piece of thread, that, my friends, would be real magic. I want to thank you for your time. If you want to speak to me after the show, I'll be at the back fishing for compliments. You want to follow my career, I'll be taking the number 22 bus home. You've been a wonderful audience. I don't say that every day. I don't work every day. And after 40 years of doing this, hellos are marvelous. Goodbyes leave me speechless.